Ever wondered why a witch would choose to live in a house perched on chicken legs? Stay tuned to find out. Welcome to Behind the Lore, where we peel back the layers of myth and mystery that shroud our world. Today we're delving into the enigmatic character of Baba Yaga, a figure steeped in intrigue and fear from the depths of Slavic folklore. So brace yourselves as we dive into the dark, twisted world of the infamous Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga, the name that sends shivers down the spine of many, but where does she originate? Well, let's take a step back in time into the world of Slavic folklore. Baba Yaga is a figure deeply rooted in the narratives of Eastern Europe, a character as old as the stories themselves. The first known accounts of Baba Yaga trace back to the ancient times of Slavic paganism. Some etymologists suggest that Baba Yaga's name itself is a clue to her origins. Baba, a term often used for an old woman, and Yaga potentially derived from the Proto-Slavic word jedza, meaning witch or horror. It's as if her name was destined to be synonymous with fear. But what does this ancient crone look like? Early descriptions of Baba Yaga paint a terrifying picture. Imagine an old hag with a hooked nose and iron teeth, living deep within the forest in a hut balanced on chicken legs. Yes, you heard right, chicken legs. It's as bizarre as it sounds. This hut spins around and around, creaking and groaning, only stopping to face those brave or perhaps foolish enough to seek Baba Yaga. These unsuspecting individuals would often be greeted by a fence made of human bones, topped with skulls whose empty sockets glow in the dark. A grim sight indeed. Baba Yaga herself is no less frightening. Being a witch, she will lure fortune seekers. Once inside her house, she might tell your fortune in exchange for a year of your life. Or, you may become her next meal. She travels not by foot but in a mortar, pushing herself along with a pestle and sweeping away her tracks with a broom. She's known to have a voracious appetite, and not just for regular food, but for human flesh. This cannibalistic tendency further contributes to the terror associated with her. Despite her terrifying demeanor, Baba Yaga is not always the villain of the story. She often embodies the role of a gatekeeper or a guide, giving tasks to those who seek her help. However, failure to meet her demands often leads to a grim fate. The fear of Baba Yaga has been ingrained in Slavic cultures for centuries, but why is she so feared? Well, with a description like that, it's not hard to see why. But there's more to Baba Yaga's fear factor than just her eerie appearance and cannibalistic tendencies. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the terror that is Baba Yaga. A witch living in a forest in a house on chicken legs, Baba Yaga has a reputation that precedes her. Shrouded in the shadows of folklore, the fear factor of Baba Yaga is a potent brew of the unknown, the supernatural, and the primal dread of the dark woods. Her name alone is enough to send shivers down the spines of those who dare to utter it. Let's delve into why Baba Yaga is so feared. In the heart of Slavic folklore, she is often portrayed as a malevolent figure. The tales tell of her luring unsuspecting victims, often children, into her eerie, chicken-legged hut. Here she would cook them in her large oven, adding a macabre twist to the classic witch archetype. This gruesome gastronomy is enough to make anyone's blood run cold. But Baba Yaga's fear factor goes beyond her culinary preferences. She's not just a witch, she's a supernatural entity. According to the folklore, Baba Yaga is also a shapeshifter, able to transform into a myriad of creatures. This ability to become anything adds an unnerving unpredictability to her character. One moment, she could be an old woman, and the next, a terrifying beast. Moreover, she's said to fly around in a mortar wielding a pestle as both an oar and a weapon. This unconventional mode of transportation and her weapon of choice only add to the surreal and frightful image of Baba Yaga. And let's not forget her famed house on chicken legs. This bizarre dwelling, secluded in the deep, dark woods, is said to spin and move at Baba Yaga's command. The thought of a mobile, living house only amplifies the fear factor surrounding this enigmatic witch. Baba Yaga's legend continues to thrive, but has anyone claimed to have seen her? The fear she instills has transcended generations, but as with all legends, the line between fact and fiction is often blurred. As we venture further into the lore of Baba Yaga, we'll examine the sightings and reports that have kept her legend alive. Baba Yaga might be a character from folklore, but some say they've seen her in the flesh. Let's delve into the realm of the unexplained, where reality intertwines with folklore. Despite being a character born out of Slavic mythology, Baba Yaga has allegedly made several appearances in the real world. From remote villages in Eastern Europe to the vast wilderness of Siberia, there are countless tales of encounters with an old woman living in a hut that stands on chicken legs. But these are not just stories passed down through generations. In the late 19th century, a newspaper in St. Petersburg reported a strange incident. A group of loggers claimed to have seen an old woman in the woods, living in a peculiar hut that seemed to move on its own. They said she bore a striking resemblance to the infamous Baba Yaga. Fast forward to the mid-20th century, an alleged sighting in rural Russia made headlines. The woman was described as old and frail with an uncanny ability to control the elements around her. The locals were convinced that they had encountered Baba Yaga. These accounts, while chilling, are difficult to substantiate. Skeptics argue these sightings are merely hallucinations or stories concocted to scare children. Yet believers argue that these tales offer compelling evidence of Baba Yaga's existence. Baba Yaga continues to captivate and terrify us, but will we ever know the full truth? As we conclude our journey into the world of Baba Yaga, one question remains unanswered. Why does she live in a house on chicken legs? Folklore suggests that this peculiar dwelling represents Baba Yaga's connection to the spirit world and her elusiveness. It straddles the line between the realms of the living and the dead, just as Baba Yaga herself does. Her house might look like an ordinary old cottage for an unaware passer. Still, it will show its actual form for fortune seekers, sparking curiosity and luring and charming them into getting their fortune read. Then it just stands up and moves from place to place and across dimensions. In our exploration today, we've delved into the origins of Baba Yaga, her fearsome reputation, and even some sightings and reports. We've painted a picture of a character who is as fascinating as she is terrifying, a figure forever etched in our collective consciousness. But remember, the world of folklore is vast, filled with countless mysteries waiting to be uncovered. And who knows, perhaps Baba Yaga's house on chicken legs is just one of many enigmas left to unravel. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to Behind the Lore for more eerie tales, and share your thoughts or requests in the comments. Until next time, keep exploring the unexplained.